Yo, Curtis, why you coming all hostile at me? Hey, I got a question. How do I balance being a rapper and a producer? How do you balance becoming a rapper and a producer? Okay, so you got yourself in a situation where you're handling a lot more work than the average rapper and a lot more work than the average producer. That being said, I think the biggest word that you're gonna have to get used to is the word called balance. Now, me as a rapper and a producer, I have not been able to always find that balance. In the very beginning, it was a bit of a challenge because as I learned to become a rapper, or as I learned to become a producer, one of them will become just a little bit better, especially when I started producing. My production took off a lot faster than my rapping did, and I had actually spent more time rapping. So it put me in a situation I was like, okay, so do I quit one of them, or do I just grow one of them and then hope the other one can survive? I didn't have a rhyme or reason. I didn't have a specific blueprint that I could go to, or even a mentor that told me, man, just do this and this will work for you. So as I got older and older, I had to just experiment with a lot of stuff. So something I did in the very early stages, and maybe one of these will work for you. It didn't work for me, but one thing I did in the beginning that worked for some time was give myself about 2 or 3 months to dedicate myself just to one of them. So for 2 or 3 months, I'm just producer. I'm not rapper Curtis, I'm just producer. And maybe for 3 months, I'm just rapper Curtis King. Usually I would do albums in that 3-month to 4-month process, and I would get them done. And what I noticed is that every time I would transition back and forth, it helped me learn something about the other one. So maybe it did work, but it helped me learn something about the other one. When I was producing, I said, man, I can't stand when beats are too busy because rappers are just, you gotta be able to be another instrument in the beat. That helped me as a rapper and a producer, because as a producer, I didn't overproduce my beats. And as a rapper, I said, I need to find beats that are not too busy and that complement my voice because I am an instrument. So that worked for me. Something that helped very recently for me was designating days of my week for specific tasks that make me have to balance, because at the end of the day, you cannot run away from balance. Mondays, I believe, were production days. Mondays were social media days for me. Tuesdays were video days. Hey, Curtspiration, hey. Wednesdays were rap days where I would just get in the studio with Oh Gosh or myself, and I would basically just make music, make songs. I'm just a rapper that day. The Thursdays were arranged for, I would call, education days, where I would learn how to either structure my songs better, how to be a better songwriter, or I would learn how to play the piano better. Whatever the case may be, that's an education day. And then Fridays were always beat days, where I make beats. So for all y'all pausing me right now, I know what I mean and I know what I said. It was beat days. But you gotta find your scheduling that works for you. Everybody's not the same. We're not designed the same. We're not wired the same. We don't get inspired by the same things, but it may help to help you find your balance. But that's what you gotta go after. If you wanna be a successful rapper and producer, you're gonna need balance. And sometimes in order to get balance, you gotta get imbalance. So maybe you do focus a few weeks or a few months on just one thing and just perfect it the best you can, push it up a notch, come back, push that up a notch. But at the end of the day too, you have to think to yourself, what is my strength? I know for a fact, as much as I love making songs, my ultimate strength is production. It took off way too fast. It's a natural gift. What's your natural gift? Ask yourself that. And I believe that you'll have less of a struggle trying to balance the two. Once again, it's another Curtspiration. Look, please subscribe to the channel. And if you have topics you want to hear covered, leave a comment below and ask your boy, and I'm going to try to cover that. All I'm going to say is you got to find your balance between being a rapper and a producer. If you want to make them work, they can be in perfect harmony if you know what you're doing. In this life, you will not be full of life until you decide to live life to its fullest. Curtis King at CurtisKingBeats.com.
I can't listen to you. When I listen to you, it's a liability, 'cause you be mentally killing my inner energy, so